So let's talk things over with head coach Kevin Kuefler. Coach, I'm going to repeat myself. After Melrose beat Bold handily one night, I said to him, and I'll say this to you, why don't you play like this all the time?
Yeah, no, it was a good team effort, especially on the defensive end. I felt we were connected and, made some plays early and, tried our best to know their, matchups and things like that. But, yeah, I would say our energy was good. But I was really impressed with our defense.
I thought so, too, defensively. Was it, something you said or maybe a point of emphasis tonight? Get on these guys.
Nope. I would say I'd give them credit for kind of just, we've been up and down this year, you know what I mean? And just progressing. I think the losses we had a couple weeks ago were pretty humbling to get whacked like we did. And I think it kind of maybe it was a good thing, right? Blessing in disguise as far as refocusing us and getting back to our just general habits defensively, and I think we're starting to do that. For a while there, I felt like we were kind of doing different game plans from game to game and adjusting to the other team. We just tried to really refocus and emphasize on just focusing on our own habits, our own rules, our own concepts defensively, and I think that's helped a little bit.
First of all, no trouble against the zone press, which was good, but then against the zone defense, you don't mind seeing a zone, do you?
No, I would. No, that's the first time this year, and we said going into it. It was the first game where we played against a team that zoned the entire game, right? And that we knew that's all they do, right? So it was kind of we didn't have a lot of time to prepare for it. Obviously, preparing for Albany on Tuesday and then playing last night. But we got pretty good shooters and we're pretty skilled. So no, I don't mind seeing a zone. Especially if I don't know how many threes we made, but I thought we got some pretty open threes.
Well, 15. How does that sound?
15's a good number. And they're good. They're very active up top, and they extend it pretty well. So we knew that we were going to have to pass fake. I mean, I tried to say that about a million times. As our number one key was just you got to pass fake because they're really good at anticipating passes and getting steals and on transition. We definitely wanted to make them score more in the half court.
Can you talk, too, about your shooters that you have now? Tonight you had 4 players in double figures. Everybody seemed to be shooting well. Who are those guys, and how have they developed as a better basketball player now?
Yeah, I think, it's just that's the positive of playing now our 20 games, and we've seen a lot of different styles, and, some of them are easier than others to simulate in practice, some of them not so much. But I would say, to answer your question, I think I trust most players shooting it, but within our starting lineup, Chad's maybe more of an inside guy, but I trust all 4 of the others, Ethan, Jay, Andrew, and Damien, certainly to shoot a 3, especially in rhythm, inside out, that kind of thing. And off the bench, obviously Jacob's kind of his role's off of bench shooter. Ashton Trisco, if he's open. And that's the thing, too, we should make emphasis is, we got good shooters, but we also got people that move the ball and set screens and do the little things inside, get an extra possession, offense, rebound, kick out 3, and those kind of things that create open shots for them shooters. So they definitely deserve some credit as well. But for the most part, I trust most of our players shooting a wide open 3.
Well, certainly we always talk about Jay Newbert and the 2 Drevelo boys, but tell me about Damian Arndt, because it seems like the last handful of games, he's really shooting well, isn't he?
Damian's stepping up, but I think he's a hard worker, blue-collar kid. And the thing I love about Damian is, he's absolutely fearless. Okay, he is not scared of the big game or the team physical, and we have him guarding all sorts of different players throughout the year because he's kind of not every team has a player maybe his size, stature, that kind of thing. So sometimes he's guarding an athlete, sometimes he's guarding a shooter, sometimes he's guarding a bigger physical, more of a post player. But yeah, he's shooting the ball well and he's confident, and we definitely trust him to shoot it. That's one of the number one things that he's out there for is to knock down open shots, and he does that.
Maybe we don't talk about defensively in a sense of playing physical. I haven't really addressed that with you. How does Sauk Center react to that?
Like when we're on offense, you're saying?
Yeah, or both ends,
yeah.
Just playing a physical style.
Yeah, I think we can blend into any type of game. I really do. And we don't overemphasize, being physical. We don't really like gambling and going for steals and things like that. I feel like against the good teams, it's really hard to do that. They're going to make you pay more than, if you're better than the team, maybe you get away with it a little more. So we don't really try to emphasize too much physicality, too much gambling and things like that. We don't want to be in foul trouble, but I do think there's games, and I know you know this, right? You get to St. John's, it's going to be a physical basketball game, so we're going to have to adjust and play that style. And I think our kids can adjust and do that as needed. It's just not not maybe the number one thing when you watch us play that you see.
You are getting closer to the section now, and this was a section win here tonight. As you kind of eyeball the section, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's, a lot of good teams. Albany certainly made strides, from the beginning of the year to now. Annandale, I anticipate will probably be the 1 seed just because QRF doubles and they beat Albany head-to-head. Spectrum's got, I haven't really seen them play a ton, but they got as good a player as anybody. And then, it's kind of us, Legacy, Osakis in that next tier. And then I would say I think Melrose and Foley maybe are relatively close. Mora's not a bad team. They just got their best player and by far best scorer back. So I think it's just like every year, Section 6 AA. There's no easy win. There's no easy first-round win. The second-round day, anybody could beat anybody for the most part. But I think Albany and Annandale deserve to be in that probably Tier 1. And then, there's a few other teams, that are maybe right below them. But I certainly think we can play with them teams when we're at our best.
Your Sauk Center boys went down to Albany the other day. What was that game like?
Yeah, it was a physical. I mean, they're just good. I mean, the first half, Hondo was just killing us and really making plays. I actually, especially watching it back, I thought we played really good defense. I thought throughout the whole game, good players make plays, and I thought he killed us in the first half. And then, we just couldn't cut it. It felt like a game that we were on the fringe of getting blown out. It seemed like it was like an 8 to 10, 11-point game, but we hung around. And then we had it a 4-point game with the ball with 1:30 left. So I thought our guys showed toughness to stay in the game when they weren't playing maybe overly efficient, which is obviously credit to how good Albany is. Our shooting percentage weren't great, and their best players played really well. And we play them again. I think we'll have to step up a little bit. But all in all, I was not okay with it, right? But at the same time, I left feeling that we could beat them, and even if we beat them, it doesn't really matter, right? You're gonna have to go do it again in theory anyway.
What about the conference then too? Because you go to Bold on Monday. How's that shaping up?
Yeah, I think West Central's probably going to win it. Okay, they have one less loss than us, and then everybody else has one less loss than us. So we're one game behind. So we would need somebody to beat West Central. Obviously, we split with them, and we don't play them again. It's kind of a race for second, I guess, which is unfortunate. But you never know. Maybe somebody will knock them off, and then obviously we win out. It would be a tie because we have one. I think we have 3 losses. Everybody else has at least 4. So we wanted that goal, and we're disappointed in it. But at the same time, it is what it is, right? You got to move on, and we have other goals ahead. And I like our team. I think we're peaking at the right time, but we're not there yet, right? We got to continue to get better. There's a lot of basketball left to be played.